Give thanks for everyone who's on at the moment. Give thanks for the moment for us to just come together and raise our consciousness to divine level, remember who we are, what we are as divine beings, spiritual beings having a human experience, to give thanks for that, as we continue to deepen our understanding of what we are and who we are, give thanks for that. And give thanks for just a moment to not only remember, but also to align ourselves with our birthright, align ourselves with our heart, the stillness of our hearts. And so we give thanks for everything that'll be said today that can stir up the soul, stir up the spirit of someone. And may anyone who needs to have the lightening of their hearts, may they leave with light hearts and encouraged spirits so they can continue to walk on this journey upright, rooted in divinity. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Oh, give thanks. Yes, Alicia. I had them in for, 2 weeks? Came out nicely. I really like it. Seemed like the curls are gonna really stay for a while. So I'm really grateful for that style. Anywho, is there anyone new on the line? Welcome to anyone who is new. Welcome to anyone who is new listening in to this as a replay. Just a reminder, the purpose of this meditation session, although, there are many types of meditations and people seek out meditation for many reasons. The purpose of this meditation session on Sundays is to remind us of our divinity, to align us with the truth of the Almighty, the truth of the reality of God, to align us with that, and to renew our hearts and our minds. Renew our hearts, renew our souls, renew our spirit by the renewing of the mind, truly the renewal of the mind. Ashe. Give thanks. You are welcome, our newcomer, Aluris Michelle. Hope I'm pronouncing that properly. Welcome. I'm gonna start with just doing a card pull real quick. I don't do this too often, but when I feel led to do so, I go ahead and do it. This is a new deck, so it takes me a little while to kind of get it moving and get it flowing. Let's just start with that. For those who are not familiar with utilizing card decks for your spiritual or alignment work, it's a great tool. It's a beautiful tool to use. There are many, many card decks. This one is a new deck that I just purchased and began to use, Sufi Wisdom Oracle. And so the cards present Sufi wisdom. But I have several other decks and I love them all, really, honestly. And I really just follow spirit on which one to utilize and when to use it. But I typically use them daily. I'll just do a card pull before I leave my devotional time in the morning. Before I leave, I'll, say a little prayer. So essentially, how I use it, I'll just mention how I use it, is I will follow spirit, or spirit leads me to do a card pull, choose the deck that I'm going to use. As I'm shuffling it and as I'm holding it, I just say a quick prayer that whatever card I pull may be the exact guidance that I need at that moment or for that day. May the words that come from the card be edifying to my spirit, because it's our daily bread. So this is a part of our daily bread, our indulgence in our daily bread. And so, I pray that whatever card that I pulled at this moment may it be edifying to the souls of us all. Okay. And so the card I pulled, beautiful card. It's really beautiful. The card is turn over a new page. Turn over a new page. Let love lead the way for change. Turn over a new page. Let love lead the way for change. It says, show me your grace, and I will forget about all that I hold. Let the wind blow away the harvest that has all burned. Now that I have given my heart and devotion to love, let the flood of tears append my foundation and take it away. Just gonna read that again. Show me your grace, and I will forget about all that I hold. Let the wind blow away the harvest that has all burned. Now that I have given my heart and devotion to love, let the flood of tears append my foundation and take it away. Possessions and belongings can create restraints and the feeling of carrying a burden. Too much information brings about confusion when making decisions. You may consider this as an opportunity to turn over to a new page. Hafiz recommends you tell the wind to blow away the feeling of attachment and open your heart to receive the energy of love that is like a fragrance in the air. Let it surround and shelter you with a pure love you have never known before. Now is a good time for you to praise and reflect on your current path. Are you headed in the right direction? Are you happy with the progress you have made within the past year or so? If you feel there is any room for improvement, let go of your fears and concerns and begin to make some changes. Set aside excuses about being short of energy and manifest changes with determination. This oracle's message is for you to focus on and gain enjoyment from your personal connections. Open your heart to love and embrace any opportunity to connect with people, whether they are potential partners, friends, or business associates. Initiate a meeting with someone who could be influential in some way. The more you can connect with your friends, neighbors, partner, lovers, and the people you meet, the happier you'll be. Not only that, but opportunities may well arise from your interactions with others. So open your heart to everyone you meet. The mantra, I am opening my heart to give and receive more love. Sure. Thanks. I'm just going to read the poem again. Show me your grace, and I will forget all that I hold. Let the wind blow away the harvest that has all burned. Now that I have given my heart and devotion to love, let the flood of tears append my foundation and take it away. Sure. So fitting for what I was thinking about for today. Beautiful poem. I love this poem. You know, we talked about love last week, and we talked about how love, different from the romantic love that we have been kind of conditioned in, love is the acceptance and allowance of life. You know, being able to accept and allow life without the necessity to try to control it, without the necessity to hold on to past experiences or worry about the future. Love is the ability to rest your heart, find the stillness in your heart, allow life to be what it is, because you have a foundation in the knowing that all is well, all is God, all is divinely ordered, nothing is by chance, all is good, all is working in your favor. It does take a level of knowing that. It does take a level of you being able to accept that, being able to detach. So it's interesting that I pulled that card that reminds us that, you know, these possessions that we have, these labels, these responsibilities, all of these different visions, dreams, desires, all of these different things that we find ourselves attached to, they can become restraints in our lives. They can create burdens, make our hearts heavy, you know. And so it's interesting because what I was thinking about, I said, what word, you know, what am I vibing on today? You know, give me a word. Well, you know, I was listening to one of my favorite meditations by Muji. The Stillness of the Heart, I think it's the title of it. But, you know, that word still stuck out to me. That word still stuck out to me, you know. And I'm always saying the mantra to myself throughout the day: may I be still throughout my movements. May I be still as I deal with the dynamics of life. May I be able to be still as I move, you know. I've got a lot of movement going on. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a mama, you know, I'm a minister, I'm founder of a ministry. And so there's a lot of movement going on in my life. But one of the things I strive to do is to, although I have all of this movement, all of these dynamics in life, be still. Rest in the stillness of your heart. And so this stillness that I'm talking about, it could, you know, synonyms could be peace, tranquility, you know, acceptance, love, allowance, grace, you know, being able to rest in that. But I was just thinking about, you know, whenever I think about aspects of God, like stillness is an aspect of God. God is still. God is stillness. I always try to think of examples of these aspects of God. And as I began to contemplate examples of stillness, I think about, you know, examples of stillness while in movement. I think about the soil, how the soil is still, it's not in an uproar, it's just there. When you hold soil in your hand, good soil is moist, it's still. Only movement you may see in it, maybe you'll see some earthworms or something like that. But even without the earthworms, that soil, when you hold it in your hand, is still, but it is alive. If you plant a seed in that soil, it's going to give it life. So that soil is alive. When you stand and ground on the earth, and you stand there, you breathe and you're grounding, you're feeling good, feeling great. It doesn't feel like you're standing on, you know, an earthquake. It's standing still, but how alive is the earth? Even in still water, even the sun, if you look up, is there in stillness, but it's so alive. And so I just took a moment just to think about all of the examples of stillness, just so I can center that idea within myself. So as I'm thinking about how do I move about life and be still, as one of the scriptures say, be still and know. Be still and know. And so how do I walk around that? And so I began to think, let me be like a tree that has these roots and it's still. It only sways when the wind comes, but when it doesn't, it's standing still, but it's so alive. It's going through its cycles and seasons. It's bearing fruit. You know, even in the winter time when everyone can look at it and say, oh, that tree is dead. It's not. It's yet alive. It's still. How can it be still? How is it that those things can be still? Because they understand the assignment. I promise y'all the title of this talk is not Understand the Assignment. Maybe it is. They understand the assignment. What is our assignment? Our assignment is to know, be still and know. And as you be still and know, let the breath of God, let the breath of the Spirit of God, let it become animated through you, through your works. But first, you got to ground yourself in that stillness of knowing. You know what you are as spiritual beings. You are a spiritual being. Now, what keeps us from being still? What keeps us from remembering the divinity of our nature, our very nature? Well, a few things. As the card said, the oracle said, you know, possessions make us forget, trying to hold on to possessions or acquire possessions. Our responsibilities sometimes make us forget. And all in all, mostly what has us forgetting sometimes are the attachments we have to life. We feel and we attach to that feeling instead of feeling it and letting it pass like a cloud. We love on a human level, and we attach to that instead of enjoying the love and the experience without attachment, allowing it to go as the clouds pass. We experience life, we're caught up in the dynamics of life, and we become attached to those things instead of, as we are in those dynamics of life, being still, detached, enjoying it, observing it, taking it in, learning from it, letting it go when necessary. And so, I have a short word today, and my only word is for us to always make an effort to connect with the stillness of our hearts. As we are going about life and the dynamics of life we experience in life, let us feel without attachment. Let us love, experience without attachment. Let us be vessels that observe life, not absorb it. Let us observe it. With this knowing that we have, that knowing that builds up this soul of understanding, this soul of peace. As you rest, as you deal with life, and you deal with it with the soul being all the idea back of man, all the ideas you have about life is at peace. Your heart is at peace. Our heart, and metaphysically on a deeper level, is our center of consciousness. Your center of consciousness. Your centers that affluential nature of you. The way you see things, the way you respond to things, the way you perceive things, is all coming from a place of peace and spiritual understanding. That there is no end to anything. Everything is infinite. And so every moment gives you an opportunity to shift and change and grow and expand and learn more and get better and do every moment because of the nature of your very being. The best thing that I can say is look at the tree. It is a prime example. As it goes through its seasons and its cycles and everything, it shows you it's never an end. There is not an end. Even when our bodies become what we call deceased, they don't end. Our spirit does not end, it remains. Our ancestor spirit remains in us, and we will remain as we transition out of this world. And so we rest in that. We won't be so tense about life. We won't feel like life is so serious, so devastating. So let it go. Let it go and open your heart up to be able to align with that infinite nature of spirit, of God, that infinite nature of it. When we are not still and we know, when we are not still and being still in our knowing, we close our portals up like energetic dams, I call them. It's like close our heart up. It's like, in the blood, when the blood flows through the veins, when there are clogged arteries or there are any kind of blockages, it disrupts the flow. And then what does it eventually cause? Dis-ease. Same way if you're talking about an electric current, if you take something and you fold it, the cord, or you put that block there, it interrupts the current. And so we want to flow with it. We want to flow with that. And so stay in your stillness by any means necessary. Stay in your stillness. Now there's ways to stay in your stillness. Breathing helps you to connect with spirit. Breathing helps you to connect with your stillness, with the stillness of your heart. It helps to remind you. It helps to release blockages and tension. So when you breathe deeply, you're allowing spirit to move through you. Spirit flows in our breath. Other ways that you can connect with the stillness of your heart is gratitude. Gratitude, if you're gonna think about anything, if you're gonna focus on anything, try focusing on gratitude. When you just feel super stressed in life and things are not going the way you really want them to go and you don't know how it's gonna go, take a moment and reflect on something. Just reflect on gratitude. And for me, when I'm sitting with gratitude, I barely get to the possessions of my life because I'm so grateful for breath. I'm so grateful for how my kidney, my liver, my organs, my heart work without me having to do anything but take care of my temple. I'm so grateful for my intellect, for my intuition. I'm so grateful for the reality of vibrations. I'm so grateful for my voice. I'm so grateful for how God speaks to me through things in nature, through people, through situations. I'm so glad for the consciousness, so grateful for the consciousness to be still and quiet my mind. I am so grateful for me being able to govern my mind accordingly and not allow my ego to take over. I give thanks for the consciousness. So spending time in gratitude helps you to reconnect with that stillness as well. Also, being still, literally, and being quiet. Even in the movement of life, as you're dealing with situations, if you're dealing with an intense situation, be still, be quiet, breathe. Be still, be quiet, and breathe. Remind yourself of who you are and what you are as a divine being. Remind yourself what the reality of God is, so that you can be still while that which is in divine order, whether you like it, believe it, or not, so that you can allow it to work itself out. I never forget dealing with an extremely intense and stressful situation with my business, dealing with some city documents and all these kind of things with my building. And all I kept hearing is I want you to see how amazing I am. So be still and know. And so although the situation was stressful and I didn't know how it was turning out and it seemed like it was going to cause so many problems, I just breathed, still, I was quiet, just grateful, And by the time I looked up, I could see exactly all the reasons why this thing had to happen, how it did, and the fruit that it would bear. I could just be an overcomer in the moment, overcome, yield not to temptation, to worry, doubt, or fear, or knee-jerk react. And it's so beautiful. That's how we're able to see God. And the more and more we see God, the more and more we trust God, the more and more God become a part. We merge back into God consciousness, the more and more we allow ourselves to experience God. But we have to be overcomers. We have to be still, even within the movements of life. Find the stillness in your heart. Connect with the stillness of your heart. Be quiet, be still, breathe. Detach from the situation, detach from the moment. Be still and breathe. Allow it to flow. Lower yourself, even if it's just for the moment, so that God can speak to you, know what to do. And even when you don't hear nothing, I don't know what to do. Shh, be quiet, be still, be grateful. Activate the energy of God in your life through gratitude, through remembrance. That's how you activate it. Speak it. I know that all is in divine order. I know that this situation, although it doesn't look like how I want it to look, I know it's working on my behalf. I give thanks for the grace that we all have access to. I give thanks for mercy. I give thanks for rejuvenation. I give thanks that nothing is lost. Nothing is lost. Anything that is mine is mine. And I give thanks for that. May my heart continue to stay light. May my mind be clear. And that's how you approach those movements in life in that manner. That way you are able to be still. Now, how does it look when we're not being still? We're knee-jerk reacting. We're getting caught up in our emotions, getting attached to our emotions, how we feel, getting attached to them. Feelings are messengers. They're not here for us to hold on to them. They are divine messengers. They did not come to pitch a tent and reside in your heart. They just came with a message. Let the message come and let it go. Breathe, do whatever you need to do, but don't hold on to the feelings. We get caught up in what we see, our senses, what we see, what we hear. Well, they said this, well, this, that, and I heard this, and somebody told me this. Cut off the senses. Maybe you need to step back, stop looking at it, stop talking about it, stop listening, stop Googling about it, and be still. Be still and be in your power. Stop giving your power away to feelings that come and go, to ideas that come and go. Be still. Be still in the love of your heart. Love is allowance and acceptance. Let us find our stillness in the love that's at the center of our hearts. May our hearts be renewed. You know, there's a scripture in the Bible that says, above all things, guard your heart. Guard your heart. It's not talking about guard your heart, protect yourself from these wicked people. No, your heart is your center of consciousness. Guard the way you think about life. Guard your thoughts. Make sure your center of consciousness is coming from a place of peace and acceptance about life. Make sure your center of consciousness is grounded in the knowing of your divinity, of the power that is in that. Let that be the center of your consciousness, how I view life. So that even if it's just you that look at that situation with a light heart, it don't matter, because that's how you view life. Work to let that be the way you view life. We have been conditioned to look at life and look for the what ifs and plan for the worst case scenario and look for that's how we've been conditioned. 5-year planning, 10-year planning, look in the future, protect yourself, this and that. Be present in the moment. Do not get caught up in the past. Do not get caught up in the imagination of the future. Be present in the moment, in gratitude. Allow that flow of energy to flow. When we focus on the past and the future, we block it. So find that stillness right there in your heart, the center of your consciousness. Let it be still. Let it be at peace. Willing and ready for newness all the time. Wake up and just, another opportunity to see God. All right, what you gonna show me today? Another opportunity to see God. Another opportunity to experience this thing we call God. Through me, this temple that God resides in, uniquely in me. And my heart stay still so that I can be a worthy vessel to carry out its works. Ashe. So we're gonna go into meditation for a little while. And I would like to take you through this meditation with the prayer that you come out feeling that stillness, that stillness. Although you feel the movement of the energy through your body, you may hear the sounds in your home or in your car or wherever you are, you still feel that presence of stillness, which that stillness manifests as peace, as grace, as bliss. So it's my desire for us to use our breath and empty our minds so that we can experience that stillness. And may we be able to use this same meditation for days to come, for times to come, in times where we need to find that stillness. Ashe? So you're not gonna have to see me, but you do need to hear me. So you can either sitting up, or you can lay down for this meditation. But let us find a comfortable position. Let us go ahead and move into the meditation. Ashe, give thanks for the word. Allowing yourself to find a stillness in you. Find yourself in a comfortable position. Let us first start with what we have all been blessed with in order for us to reconnect at any point in time, and that is our breath. Begin to connect with your breath, focusing only on the breath and the body. Taking deep, slow breaths in through the nose and allowing it to slowly release out of your mouth. Deep breaths in through your nose. And open mouth, release. Just pay attention to the breath at this moment. Become empty. Release all thought. Nothing to think about, nothing to consider. Just focus on the breath. Feel the coolness of the breath as you inhale in through your nose. And fully experience your body release as you exhale through the mouth. Really focus in on the breath. Allow the body to expand as much as it can as you inhale. And feel every single part of the body releasing as you exhale. Giving thanks for the blessing that is the breath. Every time we inhale, we prolong our lives. And every time we exhale, we renew the soul. Feel the tension leaving the body. If you haven't yet, relax the shoulders. Drop your jaw. Release your forehead. Fully relax. If you're sitting, allow yourself to sink into the surface you're on. If you're laying down, allow yourself to merge with the surface you're on. Slowly but surely becoming empty. Emptying out the mind. Emptying and lightening the heart. Carrying nothing that has been attached to your being in this physical world. Releasing your roles, responsibilities, titles. Just be. You come into this physical experience through the womb of your mother. You come as pure, positive energy. Life force energy flowing in a temple, primed to be a vessel of the works of the Creator. Come with pure curiosity, pure love. We connect with that purity. A light heart, eager to see God animated through life. Seeing good in it all. Allow yourself to become light. As you continue to breathe, take in the experience of this stillness. Notice how if you feel anxiety, any kind of pressure, as soon as you take a deep breath in and release, you can feel that stillness. We are not the happenings and the activities of life. We are not our thoughts. We are not our mind. We are pure positive beings of light with the capacity to animate a beautiful experience of God through our thoughts, through our actions, through our words. And we have the choice to walk with a heart of love, that acceptance and allowance of life, grounded in knowing that everything is always working out in the best way. That I am always covered with grace. That mercy is my birthright. Knowing that if I could just stay poised in this knowing, all will fall into place in the perfect order, in the perfect time. Or we can choose doubt. And our heart can be heavy, and our minds can be busy, and our bodies can become diseased. Let us choose grace. Let us choose the breath and gratitude and quiet and stillness. Let us not get caught up in ego, thinking too much of ourselves. For it is truly when we become small that we can stand in our greatness. Allow yourself to become small in ego and great in spirit, great in faith, great in love, the acceptance and allowing of life. Allow it to be. Let us not dig up our seeds before they have time to germinate. And let us not give up on our crops before we are blessed to harvest. Water your seeds with stillness and faith and gratitude. and give them room to grow. Take a last deep breath in through the nose. Hold that breath as long as you can. And when you're ready, slowly, slow as you can, release that breath. And just be still. I'm going to close out by being still for about 7 minutes. You're just going to be still. Keep your body relaxed, your mind empty, and just be still. Remember to breathe. As we close, let us affirm within ourselves that at the center of our being is stillness. And at any moment that we forget and we must connect, we can just breathe, be still, and know that we are divine beings with infinite life force energy flowing through us. And we give thanks. Shame. You may come back to the present moment, maybe by wiggling your fingers, your toes, giving yourself a little stretch. And we will close out our session with a word from White Fire, Fuji's book, who I like to call from. Okay. Thanks. Give thanks for stillness, y'all. I pray that that was peaceful. I pray that it really helped you to really connect with that stillness that's always there. It's always there. You know, that mind, that ego really, really plays tricks on us. It's very tricker. It's very slick. It can really trick us, you know, to have us to believe that things are falling apart, or, you know, this will never pass, or, you know, it will make us believe that. And if we get caught up in it, you know, we could really harm ourselves. We could get caught up with diseases of the body, of the mind, of the heart, and it could really shorten our lives, our physical lives, but also our, you know, spiritual and emotional life. I'm thinking that maybe one or more of us know someone who is stuck, you know, stuck in an emotional place that's really stifling their energy flow. And a lot of the diseases that we know, those diseases come from being stuck in the mind, you know, stuck hanging with ego and forgetting, you know, what they are, and have a hard time remembering them. So the more and the more we can do that, the more and more we can stay disciplined with the mind, it can really support us in being able to stand still like the tree and just continue to reach towards divinity. If you focus on yourself, if you focus on alignment, you know, keeping your heart light, staying balanced, taking care of your temple, taking care of your mind, taking care of your heart through prayer, meditation, affirmation, meditative movement, you know, good foods, life-giving activities like grounding, hugging a tree, going to the oceans, going out in nature, going for walks, hugging your loved ones, you know, doing things that are joyous and fun. If you focus your energy there, you will see everything work itself. It comes in order. And that's not to say you won't ever have to put any effort, but that effort will in some way, shape, or form be joyous to you. It will be harmonious. It won't be chaotic. It won't be forceful. There is no aggression. Although there's power, there's no necessity to push and pull. The flow of God's energy is already powerful in itself. Shay. All right, so I just opened the book up and here's the word. Of all the things human beings can learn in this life, I have the greatest news to tell you, the most beautiful thing to share. You are that which is formless, unchanging, and never dies. of all the things human beings can learn in this life, I have the greatest news to tell you, the most beautiful thing to share. You are that which is formless, unchanging, and never dies. Ashe. So although those thoughts may make you feel, stuck and stuck in a form, stuck in anger, stuck in sadness, stuck in despair, stuck in failure, stuck in all those are fooleries of the mind. Okay. Tricks of the mind, tricks of the ego. We are that which is formless. We are that. If we can remind ourselves of that, we can see it. We will see it. We will see it. Ashe. We give thanks. Give thanks for this time together. We got through a lot today. Give thanks. We got through a lot today. Let us remember to not allow these things of life, these possessions of life, these goals, roles, responsibilities, all these things of life. Let us enjoy them without attachment. Okay. Let us do our works without attaching to it. Let us only be attached to the essence of our being. Let us only be attached to that. Let us continuously remind ourselves of that. However you do that, however you end up doing that, that spirit will tell you how to do that. But that's where you keep your focus. And if you need support, keeping your focus, keeping your heart light, get the support that you need. I do offer coaching, I offer energy clearance, I offer readings, I offer all types of things. And you can find those things on my website, oyunministries.com. Anyone who's on here, y'all already at some point got, in connection with me through my portals of communication. So you can find me, take advantage of those things. And for my members who are online, hats out to my members, those who might be interested, please stay to the benediction, y'all. Those who are interested in learning more about the membership to Oyun Ministries, you can find more about that at oyunministries.com. So let me just say a quick prayer. We give thanks for the moment. We give thanks for the energy that was indulged in today. We give thanks for light hearts. We give thanks for reminders of our divinity. We give thanks for our lives and the dynamics of our lives. And may we be able to be detached from it. May we be able to stand in our divinity as we deal with our lives on a daily basis. We give thanks in advance for life, for health, for strength. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Oh, amen. Amen. So it is. All right, y'all. Okay, I won't hold you no longer. Peace and love, y'all. Remember, share, share, share. If this was edifying to you, share it with someone else and let other people know what you find yourself doing at 1 p.m. on a Sunday. And let them know that they can tune in as well. Ashe? All right. Peace, you all. Peace.